tense, anxious, nervy. But the noise level, it is deafening. A rivalry that's been building for years, all leading to this moment. A winner-take-all Game 5 of this National League Division Series presented by Booking.com. The Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. The winner moves on to the NLCS. How did we get here? Freddie Peralta was strong in Game 1 for the Brew Crew. Jacob Mizorowski and the Brewers bullpen got the job done in Game 2. But in Chicago, the Cubs turned this series around. They won a nail-biter in Game 3 and hit 3 homers in Game 4 to force this Game 5 here tonight. And it is great to be with you. Alex Faust, Ron Darling, Lauren Jabbar with you in raucous Milwaukee. What a scene. This is what you dream about. Both teams held serve at home in this playoff series. It's time to decide it here tonight.
You know, Alex, you couldn't get 2 more evenly matched teams. They played 17 times this year. The Cubs have won 9 with 76 runs. The Brewers have won 8 with 75 runs. And here, the Milwaukee Brewers have just been unbelievable.
The Cubs have had one constant in this series. First inning scoring. They have put up a lot of runs early.
You know, the Cubs scored runs even in the first 2 games, but their full offense was on display. Almost 70% of their runs via the home run. The big Ian Happ 3-run home run in Game 4 was the difference.
And they've scored in the first inning of every game in this series. Both teams have basically run out of starters, both going with bullpen games. Trevor McGill will open for Milwaukee.
He was the closer, all-star closer for much of the year with 30 saves, but he'll open this game, the most important game for the Brewers tonight.
The Milwaukee Brewers, as you mentioned, the best team during the regular season, but the looming question that's popped up once again in this winner-take-all game, can the way that they won during the regular season get them across the finish line tonight?
Certainly it can, especially how they played the first 2 home games here. Mayhem, chaos, coupled with slugging, hitting the ball out of the ballpark on great display in the first 2 home games.
For the Cubs, 36-year-old Drew Pomeranz will open for them. It continues a terrific comeback story.
He's faced 15 batters. He's retired all 15 batters in the postseason.
He's been perfect so far, and this series had lived up to the billing. Milwaukee looking to put the finishing touches on their rivals. The Cubs looking to complete this comeback from down 0-2 in the series. Game 5 is next on TBS. The 2025 MLB postseason is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Not a seat to be had at American Family Field in Milwaukee. And a reminder that you can wear what the players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason gear. Game 5 in Milwaukee, winner take all. 1 game to decide who moves on to play for the National League pennant. And instead of your typical starter taking the field, one of the Brewers' most trustworthy late-inning relievers, Trevor McGill, makes his way out of the bullpen.
Yeah, not from the dugout, straight from the bullpen. Why is he starting today? He was their closer for most of the season, but then he developed a strain in the flexor tendon, so he was out for almost a full month. He's not ready to close again. They knew he was going to appear in this game, but now he didn't have to rush his warm-up, and he's ready to go.
McGill, who had 30 saves during the regular season, will be tasked with an inning or more here in the early going. What a scene here in Milwaukee, and in the midst of it all is our Lauren Jabbar.
The 3 best words in sports, guys. Winner, take all. Trevor McGill taking the mound, going up against a Cubs team that has battled their way back from an 0-2 deficit, now 1 win away from their first championship appearance since 2017. Craig Counsell told me this is our 4th elimination game so far of the playoffs. We're not approaching this one any differently than the others. It's still 9 innings, 27 outs. That's all we got to do. But in the clubhouse, guys, the music was bumping, and PCA told me, we're locked in. We can't wait. We're ready to get this thing going. Now, when it comes to facing an elimination game for the Brewers, Pat Murphy told me he's proud of where his group stands. 1 win away from the CS, 5 wins away from the World Series. The word resilience has defined them all year. Despite injuries, adversity, they've never wavered, and that consistency says everything about who they are. And all season long, you guys, he's called this group the Average Joes. Well, during manager meetings, Murph smiled at us and told us tonight we're the above Average Joes.
They're ready to go here in Milwaukee for this team that has exceeded expectations once again as they take on a Chicago Cubs team that they would love to eliminate tonight. The Cubs batting order, same as it was in Game 4. Michael Busch, who's been a terror at the top of the order, 3 leadoff homers this postseason, will start things off for Chicago. Will we see more first inning mayhem? Will we see a Cubs comeback from down 0-2? Will we see a Brewers series win after coming up short 6 times in a row in the playoffs? This is what October baseball is all about.
Both managers want these relievers to throw up a 0. They're sick of all the runs in the first inning, unless it's their side.
Strap in. Game 5 underway with a strike on a knuckle curve from McGill. Michael Busch, 4 homers this postseason. And he hits a fly ball to right, but this is shallow. Sal Frelick charges in and makes the catch for the first out.
The thing about Trevor McGill is you're not sure of that great knuckle curve that led him to those 30 saves this year is going to be on point coming off that flexor strain. But he threw a good one first pitch to Michael Busch.
Nico Horner now, who's had a marvelous postseason, his first ever postseason, hitting .471 in the series. Three for 5 in Game 4. McGill dots the corner with a fastball.
I don't know if the television does Trevor McGill justice. 6 foot 8 inches tall, 250 pounds, straight over the top. Doesn't like that one.
The average life of a baseball these days is about 3 pitches.
There you go.
Pitchers are very particular. Ball and a strike to Horner. And it's fouled off.
Now, one thing you have to learn after playing these guys 17 times is that with 2 strikes, you have to come in to Horner or feature a breaking ball. Anything away, he's been driving to right field, taking that 2-strike approach.
1-2, and Horner sticks the bat head out there. Frelick comes on to make the catch.
That was a nice counter there defensively by the Brewers with Frelick. He was playing very shallow. Horner doesn't have a lot of pop to right field. He has some pop on the pull side. Had a home run earlier in this series, but Frelick makes the play.
And now Kyle Tucker, the 4-time All-Star. Got off to a slow start this postseason, but has back-to-back multi-hit games coming in. 2 for 3 with a homer in Game 4. Playing in his 71st career postseason game. .98 up and in.
That'll get your attention, right? First pitch from McGill, up and in to Tucker. Home run in his last at-bat in Game 4. McGill's got an interesting motion. He's completely closed from the stretch, foot pointing right towards the dugout of the Cubs. But then he leans back, throws straight over the top, and ends up falling towards the first base line.
This is with the fastball there.
There you go. Very closed. Pretty moderate takeaway. and then really gets down that hill with that 6 8 inch frame.
Two and two as he pulls the string.
Remember, he didn't pitch for over a month, only pitched in game 162. Breaking ball looks much better than his first 2 appearances. Fastball 95 plus, sometimes reaches triple digits, and a knuckle curve.
Got him! And for the first time this series, the Brewers post a 0 in the first. What a first inning for Trevor Megill. A 1-2-3 first, something the Brewers sorely needed in this game 5. And now it's the Cubs' turn to see if they can keep the Brewers off the board. 36-year-old Drew Pomeranz. A dream postseason for him after a long comeback from elbow issues. Faces Jackson Chourio, and he takes up and away to start the home half of the first.
Facing someone that's 14 years his junior, 22-year-old Chourio.
Pomeranz has pitched a perfect 5 innings in this postseason, appearing now for the 6th time in Chicago's 8 postseason games.
Well, we saw that great game last night in Seattle between the Mariners and the Tigers. They had a great matchup. Skubal and Kirby. This is going to be a bullpen game. Pomeranz was in AAA with Seattle before he came to the Cubs. He exercised that upward mobility clause so he can get back in the big leagues with the Cubs. We don't have that clause because there's nothing better for us than here.
Chourio fouls this straight back. Where else would you rather be than in a winner-take-all postseason baseball game?
This is the same lineup that Pat Murphy used in game 1 when they put up a 9 spot in the first 2 innings. Chourio led off with a double.
There was a big spot for him in game 4. Brewers had 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs in the 5th. Chourio represented the tying run. Tried to jump on a first pitch against Daniel Palencia, wound up popping out to short. And he takes strike 3. One gone in the first as we take a look at the Brewers lineup. You mentioned it, Ronnie, the same as game 1, hoping to recapture some of that magic after they were limited to just 3 hits. They left 6 men on base in game 4.
The Brewer who's gotten off to the slowest start might be Bryce Terang, who had a fantastic season.
And he's done a lot of that. Over his last 12 coming in. On the corner at 94.
Pomeranz does not light up the gun, but he uses his fastball. That's all he's thrown so far in this game. Hitters say it disappears on them when it gets to the plate.
Pomeranz pitched a scoreless 4th in game 1. Scoreless 5th in game 2. He was credited with the win. Rather, game 3, I should say. And then game 4, 2 strikeouts. Another perfect inning. Terang stays alive.
First breaking ball there from Pomeranz off the end of the bat, fouled into the body of Terang.
Both of his hits came in game 1 of this series. And he fights off another one. Bryce Terang, who has taken a major step forward. One of the top power bats in the National League over the second half of the season, but mired in a slump over the last couple games. And Terang with a fly ball to left, pretty deep. Hap goes back to the track. PCA calls him off.
So Pomeranz might be on the mound, but the bullpens for both teams are active. Jacob Mizorowski is in the bullpen already for the Brewers. He might be pitching inning 2. And Colin Ray is up in the bullpen for the Cubs, the ex-Brewer.
William Contreras now. Take a big hack there. Hit his first career postseason homer in Game 2 off Shota Imanaga. It was a go-ahead shot in the third that wound up being the game-winning run for Milwaukee in that Game 2. Pomeranz, no stranger to postseason baseball. He pitched 2 scoreless innings in a winner-take-all wild-card game for Milwaukee in 2019. What wound up being a loss for the Washington Nationals.
He's got a couple of nicknames. They call him Big Smooth, but Pat Murphy called him Pom Pom.
Contreras takes up and in. Christian Yelich waiting on deck as Contreras fouls this back.
Contreras does not have to pull the ball for power. He's got tremendous power to right center as well.
And he pulls this one deep to left center, way back, and gone! The Brewers strike first in Game 5.
Listen, any game scoring first is important, but in a bullpen game, it's even more important because it allows the manager with the lead to put the pieces in place from the bullpen.
Milwaukee had only hit 4 home runs in this series compared to the Cubs' 8 until this one from Contreras.
Well, he got behind, saw a lot of fastballs, a lot in the same place, up and out over the plate. Contreras missed the one prior, did not miss this one.
Now Christian Yelich quickly in an 0-2 hole. Another 2-out run for Milwaukee. Something that carried them during the regular season, their ability to keep innings alive, find ways to score. Yelich with a liner that's caught by Bush to end the inning. But the Brewers land the first punch in this Game 5. William Contreras goes yard. Mizorowski fired up, and he fans Pete Crow Armstrong. Mizorowski tying him in a knot. Jacob Mizorowski with the win in his postseason debut. It was a sensational summer for the Miz. Jacob Mizorowski, who has now become a bullpen arm, providing bulk relief for the Milwaukee Brewers, who lead 1-0, and we'll see how much they ask of this young man.
Well, he gave them 3 innings in Game 2, 3 scoreless innings. They'd love to see the same thing here.
There's a fly ball to right center from Seiya Suzuki. Way back. back and gone! Tie game! Punch, counter punch. Chicago has tied it with one swing.
Seiya Suzuki was the National League Player of the Week in the last week of the season. He has taken that red hot and brought it right to the postseason. Second pitch he sees from Mizorowski, the home run.
Third homer of the postseason.
He missed with the first pitch, came back with the same middle. Pat Murphy says all the time, home runs aren't hit, they're thrown. And that one's right down the middle of the plate.
Ian Happ now. We had the big hit in game 4 for the Cubs. One more look at the homer.
Just a great fastball hitter is Suzuki.
Fourth RBI of the series for Seiya.
I know the game plan for the Cubs, unlike game 2, is they're going to try to be more patient. It's hard to be patient on a ball that's over 100 miles an hour, but they felt like Mizorowski threw a lot of balls they swung at in game 2. Like that one.
This is just a microcosm of what this series has been like, especially early. 2-2 pitch to Happ, misses outside.
If the Cubs score, it's usually via the home run, right?
Right. Cubs got out to early leads in games 1 and 2. Milwaukee answered right back. Same thing happened in reverse in game 3. As Happ grounds one to second. Turan makes the play.
Suzuki is just such a good home run hitter. Fastball hitter as well. Over 30 home runs, 100 RBIs during the regular season. And he gets the Cubs tied. Every player, you can see the emotion on their face.
Carson Kelly doesn't like that call for strike 1. Oh, 2.
Chris Conroy is the umpire behind the plate. He tends to be more pitcher friendly than the rest of the umpires in this crew. Especially the pitch down and away to the right-handed hitter.
Kelly with a line drive to left, and that will fall in front of Chourio. A soft, tumbling line drive from Kelly that may have broken his bat, and he's aboard with 1 out.
Remember, Chourio hurt his hamstring in game 1. He's been playing on a bulky hamstring, and this is a play he would usually make because he's got tremendous speed, but he played it conservative. A single drops in front of him.
That'll bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. 30-30 performance during the regular season. And PCA with a fly ball to left. That sends Chourio back to the track, to the wall. He's got it. A loud out for PCA.
Making good contact so far against Mizorowski. Fastball on the outside part, but up, belt high. Good play by Chourio against the fence.
What's interesting to me, Ronnie, is second half of the year, and remember Mizorowski did deal with an injury over that time. He was missing a lot out of the zone. He seems to be in the zone quite a bit here tonight.
And we also saw in game 2 104. We haven't seen that yet. In fact, he's thrown more breaking balls here in this inning than he did all of game 2.
Cubs batters are trying to time up his fastball. He's thrown 7, and they've swung 5 times. Swanson struck out a team high 13 times this postseason. Is behind 1-2.
It's a lot to ask, right? Rookie pitcher who made 15 starts after he came back from an injury, struggled a bit.
One-two pitch. Swanson goes around. But Seiya Suzuki, who's been on a rampage this postseason, has tied the game for Chicago. Book is your home for live betting, and all customers can get a live home run boost. Download the app and use the promo code HEAT when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Alex Faust, Ron Darling, Lauren Jabara here with you. In a frenzied environment in Milwaukee. Already a 1-1 game. Win or go home, game 5. This is the 9th winner-take-all game in Cubs history, the 8th in Brewers history, and Colin Ray, the former Brewer, much as Drew Pomeranz was a former Brewer, comes in to pitch here for Chicago. Likely to get some bulk relief here, as well as Jacob Misiorowski is expected to get bulk relief.
He was a solid starter for the Brewers in 23 and 24. He pitched in game 2 after Imanaga only went 2 2/3, gave them 10 outs, 10 outs scoreless baseball.
Andrew Vaughn at the plate here for Milwaukee. Talk about the punch and counterpunch. His 3-run homer erased a 3-0 deficit early in game 2. What an acquisition he was for the Brewers, coming over from the White Sox. He was in AAA and flamed out with Chicago on the south side. Former first overall pick. Brewers picked him up, and he's turned into a terrific middle of the order bat for Milwaukee. Now Frelick on deck. And Vaughn with a fly ball to the left. Happ drifts over and makes the catch. One gone in inning 2.
With so many choices across the U.S., find Boston hotels even Yankees fans could love.
A lot of moving parts in this win or go home game 5 with the bullpen game.
Well, Ray is going to get you out with the kitchen sink. He's got a sinker, cutter, curveball, slider, a little bit of everything.
Sal Frelick here. Talk about winner-take-all games. He had a homer in last year's wild card game against the Mets. It made it 2-0 Milwaukee at the time. Of course, Brewers fans are very familiar with how that one ended. They've suffered a lot of heartbreak here in Milwaukee over the last couple of years.
Double!
3 straight years they've won the division. 4 out of the last 5. And have not been able to get out of their first playoff series in the postseason. Oh, 0-2 to Frelick. He fouls it back.
Well, Lauren Jabara was talking about it. He's one of the above-average Joes, a guy who might not be too tall, but got a big heart. Plays tough.
Frelick down on strikes.
Well, Ray threw a lot of slow stuff to Frelick and then put him away with a high fastball that he threw by him. So he'll pitch kind of backwards, a lot of the slow stuff early in the count, and then maybe surprise you with that elevated fastball.
Caleb Durbin takes a strike on the corner. There's so many words that Pat Murphy uses to describe this team. Durbin rolls one up the middle. And it's a 2-out hit for Durbin. Put together a terrific rookie campaign. He calls them, we've heard that average Joe's line. He calls them undaunted. He calls them woodpeckers. And it's a guy like Durbin who embodies a lot of those characteristics.
Well, one thing they've done this entire series, save for one game, is hit with 2 outs.
Blake Perkins takes up and away. Tough year for Perkins. Missed the first half of the season with injury. There goes the runner from first. Pitch low and in. The throw in time. Durbin wants the Brewers to take a look.
I mean, from the naked eye, it looked like he got underneath the tag, but we'll see. It's early.
Lance Barksdale, the crew chief, coming in to make an announcement.
Yeah, he got his hand in way before the tag. Nice slide by Durbin. I like the aggressive play also by the Brewers.
They just showed the replay up on the big board here. And it looks like it will be a stolen base for Durbin.
You know, Dansby Swanson made that look closer because he had such a great snap tag, but it was still late.
This replay review powered by Zoom. If it stands, and we think it will, it'll be the first stolen base for the Brewers this series.
You thought they would have played much more aggressive, but remember, they're way ahead in the first 2 games.
Durbin gets in out of the tag. He had 18 stolen bases during the regular season. And he's in scoring position with 2 outs. You mentioned it, Ronnie. For this series, the Brewers, including the solo homer from Contreras in the first, now have driven in 12 runs with 2 outs. Durbin off second. Perkins looks in a strike. Three-one, the count.
Even early in the game like this, with the 8th place hitter, you're not going to see Ray go right after him with a fastball. He's going to try to hit a corner with the 9th place hitter Ortiz coming up.
Perkins with a fly ball. Center field. Crow Armstrong backpedals onto the track, but has it. And the side is retired. We are through 2, tied at 1. Tee off in the inaugural Capital One MLB Open at Shadow Creek, November 18th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Go to MLB.com/golf for more details. A lot of emotion on display already in this Game 5. Winner to the NLCS to face the reigning world champion Dodgers. 9-1 and 2 up for the Cubs in the top of the third as Mizorowski locates the strike zone with 100 miles an hour on his fastball. Not as high as we've seen earlier in this series. Matt Shaw, rookie third baseman for the Cubs, had his first career postseason hit, first career postseason RBI in Game 4. Chopper, weakly hit, third base side. Durbin fields, throws, got him!
Boy, that was a good play by Durbin. Came in on this so fast, but look at how he gets rid of the ball so quickly. That's what made the play. The exchange was so quick by Durbin.
Michael Busch now.
First pitch from McGill was a knuckle curve. First pitch from Mizorowski to Busch, a breaking ball.
Another breaking ball. Homers in 3 of the 4 games in this series. His only 3 hits this series have been homers. One and 2. Michael Busch in only his second full big league season. He's already becoming a terror in the National League Central. 2-2 pitch. Busch strokes this to left, but up for Churiel. Bring up Nico Hoerner.
Despite giving up the home run to Suzuki, Mizorowski is much more under control than he was in Game 2.
Yeah, I wonder, Ronnie, if there's some intent behind taking a couple of ticks off that fastball. Helps when you have a slider that can hit 96.
Yeah, when a couple ticks off your fastball gets it to 100.
Drops in a breaking ball.
Boy, he's been polished so far with that breaking ball. 1-0 count. No way Hoerner can look for that pitch.
Up the middle from Hoerner. He has another base hit. Nico Hoerner continues to rake this postseason.
13 hits now for Hoerner in this postseason. This one on the breaking ball. 2 in a row from Mizorowski, and he was on top of that second one.
Dating back to the end of the regular season, it's now a 9-game hit streak for Hoerner. Tucker bats here with 2 outs and a runner aboard. He's 6 on the corner with a slider. Two for 3 with a homer in Game 4. He reached 4 times. Tucker grounds one to the right side. And Turang makes the flip. Through 2.5 in a tie game here in Game 5. MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sport's commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, visit MLBtogether.com. Alex Faust, Ron Darling, Lauren Jabara, producer Tom Heitz, director John Tackett. Together with you, our TBS crew here in Milwaukee. A winner-take-all Game 5 of this National League Division Series. First pitch swinging for Joey Ortiz. And a high throw from Swanson. Ortiz is aboard. And the Gold Glover Dansby Swanson makes a rare mistake.
Craig Counsell was talking about this lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. They're patient when they put the ball in play, and they put the ball in play a lot. That means it's incumbent on your defense not to make mistakes. Bush did a great job to almost come up with that, but didn't put a lot on that throw, and it sailed on him.
The lineup turns over. Churio at the plate. Looking for a first pitch. He had one he could hit.
Dansby, when he thinks he has a pretty easy play, he'll kind of put a little air under it, and it'll settle down, but this one didn't. Maybe the adrenaline, the ball sailed.
Churio, hard ground ball. Horner is there. Flips to Swanson for one. The return to first is in time for the double play. This middle infield is as good as any. And they turn two.
Well, ball hit right on the nose. Nice toss by Horner. Swanson gets over the base runner, Ortiz, who was coming in. And Churio's compromised by that hamstring. Usually beats that out. Not this time.
By a half step, not even. Base is empty. Here's Turang. Chicago and Milwaukee, both terrific defensive teams during the regular season.
It's nothing better for a fielder when your mistake is erased right away with the double play. Makes so many fantastic plays for this Cubs defense, as does Horner.
Bryce Turang would love a hit right now. One of the Brewers' top hitters during the regular season. Takes off. Oh, that look off the corner. It's called a strike. It's 2-2.
Again, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt from Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire. Pitcher friendly.
Not that time. Caleb Thielbar, the lefty, warming in the Cubs bullpen. You know, it's by virtue of the fact that both teams have injuries to starters that they've just had to patch together this playoff series. The Cubs without Cade Horton. Brewers without Brandon Woodruff. Just 26 combined innings from the two team starters. Turang strikes out. 3 innings in the books in Game 5.
You know, we've had some hitters that have met the challenge of this velocity in this series. This one was 101 coming in and 105 going out. Remember earlier in this series, Jackson Chourio hit a 101 fastball from Palencia for a 3-run home run here.
Suzuki now with 12 extra base hits his last 13 games. And his 3rd homer of the postseason. Tying the game in the second of Jacob Mizorowski. Just the second pitch he faced. One looked like it caught. Mizorowski doesn't get the call. Ball and a strike. One of the many questions facing the Brewers and their pitching staff today was how long they would let Jacob Mizorowski go. 1-2. And Suzuki lifts one to right. Pretty shallow. Frelick, long way to go. Still charging, and he makes the catch. One gone here in the fourth.
Vanda Pharmaceuticals. Innovate in the service of people's pursuit of happiness.
I think one of the changes from Mizorowski is when he came in game 2, Aaron Ashby had a tough time. So he's kind of rushed into the game, didn't know he was coming in. I think he had a better idea that he was going to pitch these innings tonight.
We saw that play that drew a chuckle from the Brewers dugout where the ball was grounded back to him, and instead of making a toss, he just ran all the way to first base. So a one unassisted. Ian Happ here takes outside. He said after the game, Mizorowski, I didn't know where my feet were, but we landed, so it wound up being fun.
He also didn't know if he was going to sail it over Andrew Vaughn's head, so he decided to go with the one unassisted. So again, he might not be throwing as hard as he did in game 2, but I think he's much more under control in this game than he was in game 2 when he threw 3 scoreless.
Looking for his second strikeout. No.
Trying to backdoor curveball. Doesn't catch the corner.
Two. Happ stays alive. Lauren?
Yeah, I talked to Miz after his last appearance back in game 2, and he told me this is like a dream come true for me. I said, how do you play within your emotions? He said, I don't really know what I'm doing right now because this is my first experience with this entire thing, but all I know is I want to go out there and make every single pitch the best pitch I've ever thrown. But growing up, this is what you work for, these moments.
He gets Happ to go around.
He's had a lot of great moments. 11 no-hit innings to start his career. Makes the All-Star team, and now pitching in his second game in the division series. Happ didn't think he went. Close one.
Carson Kelly, Cubs catcher. Off-speed pitch, misses inside. Kelly snapped an 0 for 13 with a single in the second. And Kelly lines one to right. It stays up there for Frelick. A 1-2-3 fourth for Mizorowski. The National League Division Series is presented by Booking.com.
Welcome back. It's a 1-1 game here at American Family Field. William Contreras with his 6th hit of the series in the first inning. It ties things up here for this winner-go-home game. Now, William Contreras, if you watch him in the on-deck circle, you'll see him write the word Dios in the dirt before every at-bat. It means God in Spanish. He told me he started doing it midway through the season, and now it's become part of his rhythm. He also has that same word tattooed on the front of his neck, a reminder, he says, that keeps him grounded every single time he steps into the box.
He is one of the more intense competitors you'll find, Lauren. Pops this up, right side, plenty of room for Bush in foul ground, and he makes the catch. Contreras has been playing through a broken finger that didn't heal properly, then had a contusion off a foul tip late in the season, but he is a gamer.
Very interesting. Yelich coming up. Imanaga is throwing in the Cubs bullpen. The council stays with Ray.
Wonder, Ron, both managers could let these guys go a little bit, right? Yelich bounces one to short. Swanson charges and throws in time.
I think you're at a part now when you're in a bullpen game where maybe you try not to overmanage. And what am I saying by that? If you got a hot pitcher, Ray's throwing the ball well, Mizorowski's throwing the ball well, maybe they keep themselves in the game with their steady performance. So maybe not pulling the plug on a pitcher will be the most important thing for Counsell and for Murphy.
Andrew Vaughn takes a fastball inside. There's a ball on a strike now.
Ray had almost 160 innings this year, starting for the most part. Only 127 strikeouts. That tells you that the ball is going to be put in play. But this is the best defense in the National League behind him.
Behind the count to Vaughn. Ray had 3 1/3 of scoreless relief after the Cubs had gone down 7-3 in Game 2. Pours in a off-speed pitch for a strike. Former Brewers starter now in his second stint with the Cubs. Ray deals and Vaughn fouls it off.
You know, Colin Ray has 6 different pitches. You always feel like there's never a fastball count with Colin Ray because he can flip over any pitch for a strike at any time.
Looking for a 1-2-3 fourth. And Vaughn with a drive. Left field. Pretty deep. This ball is gone! Andrew Vaughn has vaulted the Brewers into the lead in Game 5.
He was pure magic when he joined the Brewers. When he first came up, it seemed like every single time they needed a big RBI, he got it.
Second homer of the series. And one of the biggest, if not the biggest, as a Brewer.
Just a hanging slider there from Colin Ray. Stayed right in the middle of the plate. He didn't miss it. Vaughn hit that big 3-run home run in the first in Game 2 after Suzuki had answered with a 3-run home run in the top of the first.
Rounded up the middle, a roller. Swanson has to hurry. Frelick beats it out. Tough to tell if Ray got a piece of it as it skipped off the mound. It's an infield single for Sal Frelick.
Well, once it got by Ray, you felt like it was going to be a base hit. Frelick runs so well. And the Brewers, this is what they do. They put the ball in play. They led baseball in infield hits.
The Brewers this series with 2 outs. Have now 19 hits. Up the middle from Durbin. And it'll get down for a hit in front of Crow Armstrong. It bounces away, and Frelick gets to third. The throw skips away from second. Caleb Durbin was caught in no man's land between first and second with the ball coming into the infield. But the Cubs, with some sloppy play, it's now second and third and 2 out for Milwaukee.
Well, Crow Armstrong thought he could make a play on that ball, and it just dived on him as he got close. He tried to keep it in front of him, but it bounced away. See how he uses his chest to just try to keep it in front of him, but it bounced away enough for Frelick to go to third. But even after that, when he threw it into the infield, it got away. So Durbin, who was in between first and second, stuck. But the ball goes by the middle infielders. He's able to take second base.
Single in the 8th. Another 2-out hit for Milwaukee. This has been their magic brew. They don't go quietly. They find ways to keep innings alive. Blake Perkins now. He holds his swing on a fastball out of the zone. Perkins, who is in there primarily for his defense with the compromised Churio, moved over to left field. He does have a double in this series, and he's ahead in the count 3-0. Were you surprised, Ron, they didn't make a pitching change and instead just have a mound visit?
They didn't have Palencia ready. That's why they didn't make a mound visit. So they told him to be careful to Perkins. And if he walks him, Palencia's in the game.
Counsell on the top step. Perkins with a 2-out walk to load the bases. Craig Counsell is staying put for now in the Cubs dugout.
I was wrong then. Surprised by this then. Ortiz is the 9th place hitter. He's had a tough year offensively. But he is the batter of all batters for the Brewers that comes in to bat with the bases loaded.
I was thinking for a second they were going to leave him in. Counsell was just squeezing every last second out of that pitch clock to make a move to his bullpen. Andrew Vaughn has just been magic since arriving in Milwaukee. His second homer of the series is a go-ahead shot to put Milwaukee in front in this winner-take-all game. In the game, now the best network in America. We welcome you back to Milwaukee. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. The Brewers with a 2-out rally. The homer from Vaughn, single from Frelick, single from Durbin, a walk to Perkins, and now Daniel Palencia, who had 22 saves for the Cubs during the regular season.
This is the 6th time he's pitched in the postseason. Last time in Game 4, he got 4 outs. But that walk of the 8th batter has been done all year versus the Milwaukee Brewers to set up Ortiz, who's hit with the bases loaded more than anyone in baseball.
Yeah, 31 plate appearances, more than anybody else. Ortiz just 5 for 30 with the bases loaded this season. Palencia deals. Fastball outside. Craig Counsell has called Daniel Palencia like their fireman, their middle of the game closer this postseason. In a high leverage spot, trying to keep it a 1-run game. And there's a strike.
A little bigger lead, or if they were behind, or if there was 1 out, I think you'd see a pinch hitter here. But with the lead, the Brewers want their best defensive player. That's why Ortiz is taking this at bat.
Fouls one back.
We have unlikely heroes all the time in the postseason. This would be one.
A 1-2 pitch with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Ortiz, a ground ball is short. Swanson gobbles it up, goes the short way. A closer play than it appeared as Perkins dives in, but he is retired, as are the Brewers. To by Booking.com. Booking.yeah. Alex Faust, Ron Darling, Lauren Jabara here with you. The Milwaukee Brewers, who failed to clinch in Game 3, failed to clinch in Game 4. Trying to get the job done at home here in Game 5. And their 23-year-old rookie, Jacob Mizorowski, out there for his 4th inning of work. Pitch swinging for PCA is a foul ball.
He really has flipped the script on his breakdown of his pitches. Almost 2/3 fastballs in his first outing in Game 2. Now 2/3 of something spinning in this game today. Game 5, winner take all.
Crow Armstrong has come through clutch for the Cubs this postseason. And he strikes out.
Another dandy breaking ball from Mizorowski. This one a curveball. You and I talked before the game and said if Mizorowski is one of the stars of this game, the Brewers are going to be playing in the NLCS.
Swanson looks in a strike. Milwaukee Brewers trying to end some recent misery. Brewers have lost 5 straight potential clinching games, including twice in this series. They were 1 win away from the World Series in 2018. Lost a wild card play-in game in 2019. Last year's heartbreak in the wild card round. Swanson with a ground ball to short. And Vaughn makes the pick for the 2nd out.
Boy, Vaughn really got out there and made that a real short hop, made it an easier pick by getting his body all the way down and out there to reach for that ball.
Shaw, the batter. 100 dotting the corner. Brushes Shaw back.
That ball was by Shaw before he moved. You know, when you saw the Cubbies early in the year, see this ball in, just goes right underneath his hands. First 2 months, they were the best lineup in all of baseball, and we saw it in Game 4. They got so much thunder up and down this lineup.
One pitch. Another fastball.
This is remarkable by the young Mizorowski. Not even close to going, but Contreras jumped up trying to get the call from the first baseman. He ignored him for a while.
Mizorowski just misses off the corner.
It missed. But what a good pitch. The curveball just off the outside corner.
It was such an important part of the Brewers' Game 2 win here at home. Payoff pitch spoiled foul. The Brewers' bullpen was locked in from Game 1 to Game 3. They only allowed 1 earned run in 18 1/3. Another payoff. And Shaw with a flare to right. Frelick is there. Jacob Mizorowski with 4 crucial innings pitched out of the bullpen. And the Brewers preserve their lead. All right, we cannot wait for that. Travel plans in the balance for both teams. The Cubs, who haven't been on a plane since late September 21st. Of course, the travel in this series has been terrific for both teams. Just a short 90-mile bus ride. Jackson Chourio facing Daniel Palencia. Remember, Chourio at the back-breaking 3-run homer off Palencia in Game 2. Going for the fences there. It was quite remarkable. Chourio we saw being lifted from the game after his 3rd at bat in Game 1. Tested it out, seemed okay, hit that big homer in Game 2. He is still hit safely in every game so far. And he stays alive here.
He already had 3 hits by that 2nd inning. He was taken out.
Entering the day as a career .462 hitter in the postseason. 7 games, 9 runs batted in for Chourio. We'll see another 2-2 from Palencia. And he takes up and in.
Well, Chourio has proven when he took him deep that he can hit his fastball. It was at 101. Does he counter with a 3-2 breaking ball here?
Payoff. Blowing away ball 4. And the leadoff man is aboard for Milwaukee in the 5th.
He was careful with that fastball and it cost him the walk.
Strike 1 to Bryce Terang. Terang with a fly ball to left. Happ charges over, makes the catch in front of the foul line. Bryce Terang continues to struggle in this series. William Contreras now. Jumped on a pitch from Drew Pomeranz in the 1st inning. Gave Milwaukee a 1-0 lead with his 2nd homer of the series.
Chris Conroy, the home plate umpire, has got a little tighter here in the last couple of innings.
Valencia having trouble locating the strike zone as he faces the meat of the Brewers order. There's the strike. We heard at the beginning of the day from Craig Counsell, 11 pitchers at his disposal to just try and get 27 outs. Contreras, a bullet up the middle, caught by Horner. The throw to first in time to double up Chourio. And the Gold Glover Nico Horner with an outstanding defensive play. He snags the line drive and gets the double play.
Got himself a fastball and lined it right to Horner. Nice play by Horner, situated perfectly. The pitcher Palencia went down in a heap. And Nico threw this right over the head of Chourio, going back to first for the double play. Fine play.
Stands in the on-deck circle as Michael Busch leads things off against the new pitcher for Milwaukee, Aaron Ashby. Much as we talked about the Cubs and having all hands on deck, the same is true for the Milwaukee bullpen. And Ashby is in once again for the Brewers, making his 4th appearance of the series. Ground ball up the middle. It's a base hit for Michael Busch. That's his first non-homer that goes for a hit in this series.
Of all the pitchers that the Brewers have brought out of the bullpen, Ashby's gotten hit. He's also started one of the games, game 2 in this series.
Seiya Suzuki took him deep in that one. Horner, 1 for 2. Takes a fastball inside.
This feels like the inning that the Cubs are going to try to make their mark. Miz is out. Mizorowski's out of the game.
Chopper foul. Mizorowski's final line: 4 innings, 3 hits. The only run by way of the Seiya Suzuki solo home run. 3 strikeouts. But crucially, 4 innings of work. Trying to bridge the gap for the Brewers' high leverage guys. Potential pivot point of the game here, with Ashby spiking one in the dirt, and it caught Horner.
Well, this pitch not even close with the breaking ball. Starts in the right-hander's batter's box, and on the bounce catches him right off that left knee. Just grazed it.
That'll bring up Kyle Tucker, who has been heating up as this series has gone along. One of the most experienced postseason players in the game. 71st career playoff game. With a tying run at second. Nobody out in the 6th. And Ashby well out of the strike zone.
No cross up here, just wild pitch by Ashby. As a catcher, you're expecting a fastball to be in the zone.
Former starter, at one point was the top pitching prospect in the Brewers organization, Ashby. Torn labrum in 2023. He's been mostly used as a reliever since. Big spot for the Cubs. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. 1-run game in the 6th. Tucker holds his swing on a breaking ball. Tucker against Ashby, 2 plate appearances this series, 2 walks.
Breaking ball out of the zone. Tucker strong enough to stop that swing.
First time the Cubs have had a runner in scoring position tonight. 2-1 pitch. Low and away with a slider. Everything for Milwaukee had been going according to plan until this inning. Tucker with a big swing, can't catch up to it.
Ashby was in this game to face Michael Busch, and Tucker get through Tucker. Feels like this will be his last hitter.
Payoff pitch, and he strikes out Tucker. After falling behind, Ashby battles back for a big first out.
2 four-seam fastballs right on the corner, right on the knees from Ashby.
No movement yet from the Milwaukee dugout. William Contreras asks for time, and that may be buying time for the Brewers bullpen.
The Brewers dugout signal for Contreras to go out and talk to Ashby, which usually means he's being taken out of the game.
A massive strikeout of Kyle Tucker. Ashby had not retired Tucker previously in their head-to-head meetings. And a slow saunter to the mound for Pat Murphy. They'll get the rookie Chad Patrick out of the Brewers bullpen to face Seiya Suzuki when we come back. Your team, your players, your postseason. Follow all the postseason action. The MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. The Cubs have scored the vast majority of their runs via the long ball. Can Chad Patrick keep it in the park? The rookie who was a starter for the Brewers, but has been a valuable bullpen arm this postseason.
Yeah, 23 starts this year for the Brewers. It's interesting as his stuff has ticked up because he's coming out of the pen. His ground ball rate during the regular season was 31%. Small sample size now, but he's pitched in 3 games. This will be his 4th. Hasn't allowed a base runner. 67% the ground ball rate has jumped up to.
Last year's International League Pitcher of the Year will face Seiya Suzuki. With 2 on and 1 out, you see the Cubs mark where nearly 70% of their runs this postseason have come by way of the homer. Suzuki homered his first time, flew out to right his second time. A chance to do damage and give the Cubs the lead in his 3rd at bat. Ball 1 up and in. Two and 0.
A triptych of fastballs for Chad Patrick. The cutter, sinker, and four-seamer.
Fourth time he's appeared in this series. There's a strike. Scoreless inning in game 2. Scoreless inning in 2/3 in game 3. Got 1 out in game 4. Two-one to Suzuki, and a big swing, chasing a fastball out of the zone.
Saw Patrick during the regular season more in the 93, 94 mile an hour range. Jumps up to 97 here in a big moment.
He's endeared himself to his teammates. You've heard from the Brewers clubhouse, he's one of the most popular guys down there. Looking for a big punch out here. 2-2. Suzuki ropes one to left, sending Chourio back, but he has a beat on it. And he makes the catch on the warning track. Both runners stay put.
Suzuki hit it right on the nose. He just didn't get it in the air. And the speed of Chourio ran it down. Seems like Suzuki hits a line drive every time he's up to the plate.
3 hard hit balls tonight. So now, with 2 outs, Ian Happ will bat from the left side. Now this is spiked in the dirt. Contreras smothers it.
Happ with the big 3-run home run in Game 4 to get him to this winner-take-all.
4 runs batted in the series, tied for the team lead. Patrick comes right at him. Fouled off by Happ. Cubs were one of the better teams during the regular season with runners in scoring position. Not so during the postseason.
.267 average during the regular season.
They had 2 on and nobody out this inning. 1-2 in the dirt and in front of Contreras.
Outstanding arms in the outfield. Chourio maybe not the most accurate. Perkins in center field as good as it gets. And Frelick, tons of assists from the right field position.
Another one spoiled foul. Game 4 was the first time the Cubs had had multiple hits this postseason with runners in scoring position. They have been few and far between, just 5 of them in all. Another 2-2. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Patrick gets out of the jam. From 2 on and nobody out to a scoreless 6th. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and place your bets live today. Sign up with the promo code HEAT. A 1-run game in this winner-take-all Game 5. The Brewers and the Cubs, who had never met in the postseason before, have played a terrific series as Caleb Thielbar, the lefty, comes out of the bullpen for Chicago. Christian Yelich at the plate, and he's behind 0-2.
Check this if you've heard this before. His 5th appearance hasn't given up a run in the postseason either.
And Yelich is fanned on 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, good night from Thielbar.
Well, Thielbar has had 5 strikeouts in the 4 appearances before today, and starts this one off with a strikeout with a good breaking ball against Yelich.
We've talked about how great the Brewers bullpen has been for them, but the Chicago pen got 13 outs in Game 4. Only allowed 1 hit and walked 1. From the 5th inning on in this series, they have held the Brewers to just 1 run. Popped up. by Vaughn. Suzuki in from right. 2 gone. Sal Frelick now will bat. One for 2. Ball 1 low and away. For Chicago, being in a situation like this is nothing new this postseason. This is their 4th elimination game.
When we talked to Craig Counsell, we asked him how the clubhouse was. He said it's the same. I mean, we're in an elimination game every day.
They beat the Padres in Game 3 of the wild card and held serve with their 2 games at home after falling behind in the series 0-2. Sal Frelick will draw a 2-out walk.
The Brewers are the hardest team in baseball to have a 1-2-3 inning against.
Craig Counsell serenaded with boos every time he leaves the Cubs dugout. Milwaukee native, prodigal son, but managing their arch rivals to the south. Pitching change for the Cubs.
At the office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Bottom of the 6th in Milwaukee. A 2-1 lead for the Brewers in this NLDS Game 5, and the Cubs go to one of their high leverage relievers in Andrew Kittredge.
Boy, they're really going through their relievers, this Counsell. But he's got reverse splits, Kittredge. Against left-handed hitters, they only hit 191 with a 541 OPS. Right-handed hitters, 229, 691 OPS, and 5 home runs allowed.
Gave up a homer in Game 3 to Jake Bauers, who is on the bench for Milwaukee. Caleb Durbin bats. .95 appeared to catch the bottom of the zone, but it's ball 1. Durbin having quite the night, 2 for 2. The stolen base thrown in as well. So Frelick can run. He had 19 steals during the regular season. Kittredge pitched in all 3 games of the NL wild card. Entered Game 3 in the 7th, allowed a leadoff homer to Jake Bauers, but then retired the next 3 in order as Durbin checks his swing and goes around. Kittredge acquired from the Orioles at the trade deadline. There goes the runner from first, no throw.
Oh.
They didn't even notice him.
Well, even once he noticed him, he didn't spin around and make a toss and try to get him at second base. He just seeded. Watch, he catches him in his eye and just seeds the base. I guess he figured there's no way he could have made a play.
In the dirt, 2-1. Big swing from Durbin. Kittredge does not hold runners on very well. Opponents have stolen 24 consecutive bases off of him. That might be a big one. Runner in scoring position now. 2 outs for Milwaukee. Caleb Durbin, 2 for 2 on the night. Sees a 2-2 pitch. And he bounces 1 foul.
When you look at the bullpen for the Cubs, and they've got to get 10 more outs, Keller is their last high leverage reliever. Then you've got 3 starters: Imanaga, Boyd, and Tyone, Soroka, and Savali, more of like your long men.
Durbin holds his swing this time. Payoff. Low ball 4. Durbin on base for the 3rd time tonight. Two walks from Cubs pitchers here in the 6th. And that's the bullpen situation you were talking about, Ronnie.
Yeah, I missed Ben Brown, who has had some big games here pitching. Added to the roster. Probably the last guy added to that bullpen roster.
Blake Perkins now with 2 on and 2 out. And he swings over top of a fastball. Pop foul.
I feel like Pat Murphy's in a spot where he's got to leave those great defensive players like Perkins in the lineup with the lead, trying to win this game 2-1. He'll take the extra runs if they come.
Oh, and 2 to Perkins. And he takes low and in. It's been a roller coaster season for Perkins. He's had some clutch hits. And also tragedy, his mom passing away from cancer. Batting here in a big spot in the 6th. And he takes ball 2. When he was injured during the first half of the season, that's when he found out the news that his mom had only 4 months to live. His teammates have picked him up big time this season, and he's picked them up at times. Perkins with a pop-up in the infield. Who wants it? Everybody converging. Who makes the call? Bush and Kittredge both came together. Bush makes the catch. Still a 1-run game. The 2025 National League Division Series is presented by Booking.com. Initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play this great game. To learn more, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Remember in game 3, a ball got lost in the sun. Michael Bush lost it. This one, he had it all the way, but Kittredge almost got in the way.
Patrick remains on the mound for the Brewers as he deals a high strike to Carson Kelly. '27-year-old Chad Patrick from Crown Point, Indiana. First major league season. As we reach the top of the 7th here in this winner-take-all Game 5.
Boy, asking a lot of you young pitchers, right? Mizorowski earlier, 4 sharp innings. Now Patrick goes back out there after a huge pitch.
On the ground, foul.
Strikeout of Happ to get out of that inning with the backdoor cutter.
Jared Koenig, the lefty, warming. Wonder if this might be the last batter with the left-handed hitter Pete Crow Armstrong on deck. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
He's had the ability to throw that four-seamer up in the strike zone, and this Cubs hitters can't lay off it. Pat Murphy likes what he sees. He's going to stay with Patrick.
First pitch swinging, Crow Armstrong down the line. That is foul. Would have been extra bases.
Hit on the screws, just enough turn in it to turn it foul.
Cubs burgeoning superstar center fielder. A 1-1 count. And a half swing. 1-2. Patrick looking for a third straight punch-out. PCA lays off. Two-two, and it's a fly ball to center. Perkins camps out underneath it. 2 gone. Crow Armstrong, who wears his emotions on his sleeve. Fly out now 0 for 3. Dansby Swanson bats here. He's 0 for 2. And he's out in front. That cut fastball.
Patrick gets through Swanson. You need 27 outs. 17 will be gotten by Mizorowski and Patrick.
Swanson unable to hold his swing. And this sellout crowd, 43,000 strong, getting on their feet. 1-2 pitch. Got him! Chad Patrick strikes out the side. Keeps it a 1-run game. The baseball's Final Four. The American League Championship Series starts tomorrow, 8 Eastern on Fox. Joe Davis, John Smoltz will be on the call there. And then Brian Anderson, Jeff Francoeur. Join you, Ron Darling, for the NLCS. Where will it start? To be determined. If Milwaukee wins, it'll be here on Monday. If the Cubs win, they have their bags packed and are ready to fly out to Los Angeles tonight. Brewers with a 2-1 lead, trying to clinch their first playoff series win since 2018. Joey Ortiz, the batter, the 9-hole hitter, and he takes low and away. It was 43 years ago yesterday the Brewers clinched their one and only pennant in franchise history by winning a winner-take-all Game 5. That 1982 team, Harvey's Wallbangers, the moniker. 216 homers led the majors that year. They've had to do it in a different way most of the season. But in an ironic twist, it's 2 homers that have them in front tonight.
How many homers did you say?
216.
216. You got to get to 300 to lead baseball now.
Yeah. The Brewers have the 3rd longest active pennant drought in baseball, behind the Pirates and the Seattle Mariners. As Ortiz fouls off another pitch, Seattle will play for a pennant next week. Will Milwaukee join them?
These young men could join the likes of Ben Ogilvy and Cecil Cooper and Robin Yount, Paul Molitor, who threw out the first pitch tonight.
7th pitch of the at-bat for Ortiz. And he smacks one up the middle. Will it stay up there? No! PCA with a diving catch. Rewind that one and hang on to it.
I've watched him play a lot this summer. I haven't seen anyone get better jumps than Pete Crow Armstrong. Remember, in Wrigley, he was so mad at himself that he didn't come up with a big play. This time he does.
Put a star next to that one as the lineup turns over. Churio with a fly ball right side. Suzuki comes in.
I mean, the good center fielders, you look up and it's almost like they started before the ball was hit. Playing deep as well. And that jump. And he just closed so quickly to make that great play. No fear from Crow Armstrong.
He's a human highlight reel.
Yes, he is.
Terang the batter. And Terang drives one. Center field. Way back there. Gone! Bryce Terang. His biggest swing as a Brewer. A huge homer in the 7th. And Milwaukee leads 3-1.
He's always had that platinum glove. This year he established himself with some serious pop. 10 home runs in August. That ball hit 416 feet, 107 miles per hour exit velocity. And he knew right away. As soon as he made contact, he stood at the plate and watched it. Boy, he's got a smooth swing. When he makes contact, that ball doesn't come out of the air.
Bryce Terang has his first career postseason homer, and he couldn't have picked a better time.
Brewers trying to outslug the Cubbies here tonight.
Another 2-out run. All 3 of them tonight. Solo homers, all of them coming with 2 outs. One of them from this man. And Contreras with a drive to left that will stay in the yard this time. Happ tracks it down. But Bryce Terang with a mammoth shot in the 7th to extend the Milwaukee lead. Inside the booth, presented by AT&T. Alex Faust, Ron Darling here with you. How huge was that insurance run?
Oh, you had to have it. Bryce Terang needed it. because he just hasn't done a lot in this series offensively. But for the team, have that 2-run lead really makes a big difference.
And now the Brewers go to perhaps their best late inning guy late in the season and into the postseason, Abner Uribe, who faces 9-1-2 for Chicago.
Really felt that if they had the lead, he would come in for a 2-inning outing. He's only done that once this year.
Pinch hitter here for Chicago is Moises Ballesteros, his second appearance of the season. Pinch hit in game 1. He had himself a nice second half to the year, getting a call up late from the Cubs. And Ballesteros pops this up. Left field and shallow. Churio is there.
Well, the Brewers still have a few high leverage arms with Koenig and Mears. But with Uribe, you got a guy that was 6 for 6 saves coming down the stretch. With the injury to McGill, who started this game.
Lineup turns over. Michael Busch takes up and away. Busch 1 for 3. But has more homers than anyone else this postseason. And one swing could absolutely change the complexion of this game. Uribe falls behind him 2-0.
Uribe has been very good keeping the ball in the yard most of the year. Only 4 home runs allowed in over 75 innings pitched.
Contreras out to have a quick word. I'll remind you that Bleacher Report is your one-stop destination for all things MLB. Get live scores, breaking news, and highlights from today's games. Download the BR app now. Uribe has only allowed an earned run once in his last 30 appearances, dating back to the All-Star break. Comes home with a fastball and misses low and in. And it's ball 4. Now the tying run will come to the plate for the Cubs in the form of Nico Hoerner. Hoerner 1 for 2. There's a strike. Fastball at 99.
Uribe has a very loose arm. Lots of movement on his pitches.
Hoerner smokes one to third. It's caught on the line by Durbin. 2 gone in the 8th.
Sometimes it just finds leather. This ball hit right on the nose by Hoerner, and Durbin makes a fine play.
What can Kyle Tucker do here? The heart of the order for Chicago. Have a quick visit to the mound, though.
Chris Hook, the pitching coach. Interesting visit with his pitcher. Big out there. He's also walked a hitter, giving up a line drive. Probably just wants to settle down. His closer. That experience he got in late August and September can only help him here.
Can only think, just seeing the chess match unfold here, of this matchup between two managers who know each other so well. They know each other's tendencies so well. Craig Counsell, former manager of the Brewers. He hired Pat Murphy to be his bench coach because he was such a trusted confidant. Craig Counsell was once a slender, 6-foot-tall Milwaukee native without a scholarship offer to play college baseball. Pat Murphy, coaching Notre Dame at the time, spotted him on a workout here in the Milwaukee area. And they've had a relationship going on 30 years now. Ball one to Tucker.
This could be a good matchup for Tucker, who is a great low ball hitter when he's hot. The ball he hit for a home run in Game 4 was a pitch down.
Two and 0. Bush at first. 2 outs in the 8th. Uribe blows the fastball by Tucker. Tucker 0 for 3 tonight. And he grounds one to the right side. Turang is there. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. The Brewers leading 3-1. The National League Division Series is presented by Booking.com. A reminder of what's to come. The ALCS begins tomorrow night. The Mariners and the Blue Jays. Two fan bases desperate for a trip to the Fall Classic. This one here in Milwaukee certainly is as well. Willie Castro enters the game at third for the Cubs. He can play all over the field. Christian Yelich here. Well, the new pitcher for Chicago is Brad Keller, their last leverage guy in the bullpen. Yelich, bounding ball right side. One gone.
I mean, both these teams with bullpen games, there's only been 4 runs that have been scored.
Both teams have emptied the tank. They run out of pitching. Both going with bullpen games. And this decisive Game 5. Ball on a strike here to Andrew Vaughn. And Vaughn grounds one to short. 2 gone for the Brewers in the 8th. This had already been a burgeoning, heated rivalry in the NL Central. But when Craig Counsell left Milwaukee for Chicago, it poured gasoline all over it. Pat Murphy took over from bench coach to manager. As Frelick lines one to center. And his Brewers are 3 outs away from reaching the NLCS. We head to the 9th in Milwaukee. They're all standing in Milwaukee. This sellout crowd. The vast majority Brewers fans, a smattering of Cubs fans who have made the trip for this winner-take-all game in this first ever playoff meeting between the Cubs and the Brewers. Abner Uribe facing Seiya Suzuki. Brewers 3 outs away from a trip to the NLCS. Uribe falls behind. Pat Murphy did something rare today. He held a team-wide meeting. He had a very simple message to the team. And it relates to how this series has transpired. As Suzuki flies one to left. Churiel underneath it. One gone. He said if you have a feeling in the pit of your stomach, it means you have the opportunity to do something great. You don't get that feeling unless something special is on the line. And there's been something special brewing all season here in Milwaukee.
And it doesn't come as often as you would hope it come. So when you have a chance, lean into it.
Ian Happ now. The other message, the worst possible outcome in a game like this is not just a loss, but the regret of not being present in the right frame of mind. Brewers and their pitching staff locked in tonight. The ball and a strike to Ian Happ.
They came prepared. So did the Cubbies. But the Brewers have got to close it out here.
Uribe's 1-2, and Happ pokes this to right. Frelick makes the catch. There are also many heavy hearts here in Milwaukee. Many signs in the stands pointing up to the rafters, asking to win this one for Bob Uecker as well. So much a part of this franchise for so long. Cubs down to their final out. Carson Kelly grounded to short. Ortiz makes the play. Ball game over. The Brewers will play for the pennant. The Milwaukee Brewers are on to the NLCS.
Only last year, this team had a 2-run lead in the wild card series in the winner-take-all game, and it slipped away. Same lead here in the 9th, and they close it out for Pat Murphy's 9 with a simple ground ball to a tight defense that the Brewers have had all season long. They traded their closer, Devin Williams. They lost their all-star shortstop and Willie Adames, and they're going to play for the National League pennant. Above average Joes indeed.
Undaunted, indeed. For a team that defied expectations yet again to lead all of baseball in 97 wins during the regular season. And on Monday night, they'll face the reigning world champs for a chance to go to the World Series for the first time since 1982.
In a bullpen game, they entrusted 17 of the 27 outs to 2 rookies.
Speaks to what they've built here. This is a very young team, led by a baseball lifer, and led by a man in Christian Yelich, who has had so many heartbreaks, so many close calls as the leader of this Brewers team on the field. They'll get another chance starting Monday night. Milwaukee Magic rides on to baseball's Final Four. Lauren Jabara down to the field.
Thanks so much. Here with Andrew Vaughn, who ended up getting the leading run in this one. You send your team, your franchise, to this championship series for the first time since 2018. Looking around, what is this moment like?
The place is awesome. Crowd's been electric. Listen, I mean, just listen to this. This is unbelievable. We did it for these guys. We did it for the boys. It was special.
I know you call yourselves the average Joes. Murph told me before the game we're going to be the above average Joes today. All of the runs you scored were with 2 outs. When your backs are against the wall, what makes you guys so good?
We fight back. That's our mentality. We fight back. If we get a punch thrown at us, we're going to throw it right back.
Let's talk about the arms for a second, too. 5 different pitchers used to get this thing done. Jacob Mizorowski takes care of 12 of those outs. What did you see from the guys coming out of the bullpen today?
Unbelievable stuff. I mean, they came out and they put them away. That's what we needed. It was huge, and, you know, got us a victory tonight.
Andrew, something special brewing here in Milwaukee right now. Take me through everything you're feeling, everything that's going through your minds.
This is unbelievable. We got a lot of work to do, but let's soak in this moment right here.
Take it all in. Go celebrate with the guys. Congratulations.
That's right. Thank you.
Alex.
What an incredible scene. More from Milwaukee as the Brewers punch their ticket to the NLCS, vanquishing the rival Cubs. Pat Murphy.
Thanks so much, Alex. Appreciate it. Murph, you've been here for 10 years now. You're going back to the championship series for the first time since 2018. What does this mean to you and this organization?
I'm really just happy for the guys. They're just a great group. A lot of people didn't believe in them early on, and they've just continued to stay relentless. And I'm very, very lucky to be around these people.
You told me before the game we're going to be the above average Joes today. What did you see out of your guys in the fight after tying this thing up and then ending up winning 3-1?
Yeah, they stayed with it. You know, they're a bunch of guys that never quit, and you can call them the average Joes, but I say they're the above average Joes.
I know Bob Uecker, not here to see it, but you know he's here in spirit. He's watching you guys and celebrating every single one of your wins. What does it mean to do this in his memory?
Yeah, we love it for Ueck. He's meant so much to this organization, but the way he affected these players, especially last year, and to win this for him is really, really special.
He says nobody's better than you. No one's better than you guys in this series. We're looking forward to seeing you in the CS.
Thank you so much.
Murph, appreciate it.
Thank you.
The Milwaukee Brewers are moving on. A 3-1 win over the Chicago Cubs in Game 5. Monday night, the NLCS begins between the Dodgers and the Brewers at 7:30 Eastern. For Ron Darling, Lauren Jabaro, and the entire crew, this is Alex Faust saying goodbye. You've been watching TBS, exclusive home of the NLCS. Time for the closer, presented by Genesis Motor America.